Welcome to this new cycle analysis. Today is Wednesday 9 July, and today we start to analyze with smart cycles, with smart market cycles. We start with Bitcoin. So, what are smart cycles? Smart cycle is a time frame based analysis to stock market that can be applied also to crypto market and also to stock market. So in this video I want to show you how work this system. So we start to back analysis to start to understand how work this analysis. This is for example a 45 minute frame, and we can see a lot of symbols over this graphic. So what are these symbols? So if you follow my mouse, you can see that we have a T-1, T-2, T-3, etc, etc, etc. For example, T-3, that is daily cycle. So if we see in this graph, we can see also this number like 24, 22, 44, etc, etc, etc. And this cycle identify the maximum or slow or natural duration of this cycle. So if we take the ruler, we can measure the length of cycle. For example, this is a inverse cycle that is drawn like a U. Okay, so is a cycle with start with a maximum price, update the minimum price, so we can see a minimum target there, and update a new maximum. This is an inverse cycle. At the same manner, we can also have that we call a normal cycle, that is like a reversal U. Is a cycle that starts from lower, update maximum price, and return, for example, to lower price. Okay, so this method can also take you over the time control over the stock market. So, for example, in this moment, we can see that probably a new cycle is started, and we are in this moment we are trailing to update maximum, because we have a back cycle that started in Monday 7 July. Okay, it is ended Tuesday 8 July, and is started. So we have an alternance between cycles. Okay, the study of this cycle is very important, because normally we can see people that showing trend line over cycle, but trend line don't give us a real control, and in most cases is not a mathematical concept, but is only a sentiment, is something that don't really show us a real direction that the market can place. And this is very important, because in this time market is manipulated from HFT. This is super computer machine that bank or market maker, institutional market maker use to move the market, to create the spread which trader can trade between. Okay, so it is also for manipulation, for example, take profit or stop loss hunting, but also for created to spread to trade between. So if we know the rules of the cycle, for example, we can see in intraday trading in the 45 minutes chart, but also we can apply this method in upper cycle. For example, now we are seeing the daily chart, and you can see how cycle work, for example, in higher cycle. For example, T plus 5, in this case is inversal cycle, is like an annual cycle. So, for example, this cycle, what's showing us? This cycle is outdated. The maximum that we take in this day, that is, for example, on the 20th January, okay, and we violated this cycle in Wednesday 30 May. This violation, this maximum violation, that indicate that the cycle has vinculated the trade to update the maximum. So we can expect, if we follow determined rules, and also there are some also indicators that in the future I will show you in this channel, if you follow these strategies, this market, these indicate that most probably in BTC, so in Bitcoin, the market will continue the bull run. But also the study of market give us the control over the time, because a lot of people, for example, when entry in the bull run, okay, most people don't enter when we are at the minimum price, okay. Most people, they enter maybe at this point, okay, at this point, or this point, and the 90% of people in reality enter in this area, and most of the time they take they buy the higher price and sell when the market is in bear run, in the bear market, okay. So the study of time, the time cycle, provide us a better timing. For example, if you are a retail trader and you don't know the smart cycles, most probably with your indicator, probably that you start the buy in this area, okay. So the study of cycle, for example, in the annual, in the daily chart, okay, sorry, you want to take the roller, say that the minimum time that an annual cycle can last is this, 192 bar. So if you buy at this point and this area, we are also still updating, we are maximum. You can say that at the end of July and the start of August, most probably the market could start correct the minimum price. But cycles is not only the study of annual cycle, the minimal time, etc., etc. Cycle is a time frame based within layered cycle. So, for example, the T plus 5 is succeeded with T plus 4. This T plus 4 is a cycle, okay, that is a half-year cycle, so semestral cycle. This is very important because if, for example, we have a confirmation with swing violation and the other time frame based, etc., etc. For example, if the minimum time of cycle of T plus 5 is there, okay, at this point. We also have a T plus 4 that can last more time. This is the minimum time, okay? So we can expect a higher cycle in this time frame. For example, we can update it. Instead of this, we can have a cycle like this. So we have more time to us to rise the prices, okay? This is of a multi-layered cycle can work. But also we don't have a lower, but also a maximum time duration. Okay, so we return in this time. For example, we can observe a longer time duration. So usually daily time frame can last 42, 44, depends in some market variation, but 44 bar. This is very useful because the maximum duration of cycle can tell us that don't take a determinate risk. Because in some cases, for example, there are cycle. I want to find something like this in this graph, but it is very difficult. So, okay, I can show this to you in this time frame. For example, we have a monthly time duration, the T plus 2. Okay, T plus 2 is a monthly duration. For example, the first okay, sorry, but sometime I missed the key. Okay, so this is the minimum duration of the monthly cycle of 25 bars, but also we can 24 bars. So this is why I put this indicator, is because the T plus 2 can be started at this point, but also can be started in this point, and that why I take this layer at this point, because, for example, if the T plus 2 is started here, okay, that we see we have another vinculation to update the higher. So we have an vinculation in the annual cycle and a vinculation in the monthly cycle that can suggest to us to take a long operation instead of shorts. Okay, it is more sure to take long operation. But also I signed, for example, the T plus 2 at this time, because if there is not a real swing violation at this time that tell us the real start of this time frame, I want to be sure don't take for example, over trading position or very risky position. So I usually take a very step by step. I don't want to risky. Also, if with the market cycle analysis, I have very high win rate. Okay, so certified by some prop firms. So now I take a little step about market cycle analysis to show you how it works. So now at this time, at this time it's almost the 9 o'clock. Okay, we see that we have a start of cycle 2045, for example, at this time in the Asian market. So probably at this time we could have vinculation to higher position. So we can also expect today, if you, for example, enter at this level, you take your position at this time frame, you can expect to start a long position that can last at minimum until tomorrow. Okay, at this time, this is the minimum time that we can take this long position. Usually don't suggest to take overnight position for various motivation, but this is the most probably way. And also, if we now the alternance by cycle, we also know that we have at this time, so in this time, the possibility to update lower. So we can expect for cycles can also be last longer than that, but the minimum time is the time that tell us don't take too risky position. So for example, if we have a cycle like this and we return at this point before 24 bar, okay, we can also take a long position to take an increased range, and we can last this long position until this time. Okay, this is for example a strategy. And also we can expect after the updating the long position a return to short. But if you know the smart market cycles, you know that I say before, we call tail a monthly vinculation. Also we can have annual vinculation. So this tells us, okay, that could be very risky to take, for example, short position. So this study of time frames that could suggest to us, it suggests to us that instead to take, for example, a short position, you can see that at this time long position take more force, okay, are moving better the market. This longer time frame can suggest to us to take, it's better to take, for example, a stop position instead to start short. Stop position, for example, when price return at this time, I take a long position with stop, okay, stop position, and start this strategy instead to make a short. So for today I make the updated Bitcoin analysis. In the future, if you follow this channel, I will make some other assets like SPX, the gold, other crypto, etc., and the study of other markets. So if you like this analysis, put like and comment what you how to want to you now better about this study, and I show you the next analysis in the next decks. Okay, bye.